In my trip to New York, I decided to go ahead and purchase the M4 iPad Pro. And in this video, I'm going to give you my impressions after 2 weeks and compare it to my 2018 iPad Pro. Let's get to it. Before I begin, I just want to say that it's incredible that I waited to purchase this iPad in New York because the sales tax is lower than Puerto Rico, 8.875 versus 11.5. Saying that purchasing something in New York is going to cost you less than somewhere else is really something when New York is one of the most expensive places in the world. I love my island. I love Puerto Rico. But Puerto Rico in sales tax shouldn't even be anywhere close to charging what they charge in New York, let alone be over what they charge in New York. But anyway, let's go to the review. As I said in the event recap, I was probably going to purchase this iPad since it was my belief that the 2018 iPad would probably not get iPad OS 18. That will be confirmed if true in WWDC. And that even if it did, Apple will probably claim that for most, if not all of the features, you will need an M series iPad processor and lockout features out of the A series of processors on iPads altogether. Not to mention the battery life on my 2018 iPad is horrendous. And the expense of replacing the battery, in my opinion, is not justified. I love using my iPad to consume content. Even though I have my 16-inch MacBook Pro, I still find myself putting it away and using the iPad itself. Does it justify the expense? For most, probably not. But in my case, those reasons were enough to swipe the card. Let's talk about the purchase because there are some things I want to say regarding everything I bought. Starting with the least complaints, the Apple Pencil Pro. Thank you, Apple, for keeping it the same price, even with new features. Even though I know the Apple Pencil I already own could work, you just don't want to make it work so those who upgrade have something else to buy. The case I decided to go with was the Magic Keyboard. For years, I would say that a case is just to protect, and I don't really need this, so I considered it a status symbol more than anything. Now, when I went to purchase this new iPad, I searched for something similar to what I had in my old 2018 iPad, the Poetic Folio case. They don't sell it, and no one makes anything even close to it. Thank you, Poetic. Your best product was the Folio that made the iPad look like a notebook. You removed it and never made any updates to the models ever again, giving up on the whole Folio style altogether. The only other options started at around $80 for just a case. It does nothing else. Damn inflation. At this point, it's a joke. So if I was going to spend close to $100 for something just to protect because of inflation, I decided to go with a Magic Keyboard instead. And so far, I don't regret it. I actually wrote this script on it and it felt pretty good. It does take time getting used to the keyboard size in the 11-inch, but other than that, it's pretty awesome. Although I do have to say that I am worried about the rubber on the outside. I have owned the Magic cases from Apple before, and I know that wears down with time, so I'm pretty scared about that. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it looks afterwards. Both the Magic Keyboard and the iPad models are the 11-inch, and this is another reason why I thought at this point the expense was worth it. The 11-inch iPad Pro had not seen any significant changes since the 2018 model. The 12.9-inch M1 and M2 iPad Pros got the mini LED, but the 11-inch was neglected until now when it got the tandem OLED display and gave me another reason to want to change it. And for me, purchasing the 12.9 inch was never an option. This is the perfect size distance between all my devices. The 6.7 inch display from my iPhone 15 Pro Max to this 11 inch iPad Pro to the 16 inch MacBook Pro. Not one of these devices gets close to the other size-wise, and that was important to me. I do have to say that this iPad Pro could have been much more expensive. Technically, the price didn't increase that much. $150 more than the 256 gigabyte 11 inch M2 iPad Pro, which is the model that I got now, and the same model that I had before. I had the 256 gig 2018 iPad. When you start comparing all the new things it has, it's a sort of fair price, or it's fairer than you would think. The tandem OLED, the M4, the new chassis that keeps it thin and strong, especially on that 12.9 inch. The new rounded speakers instead of the oval ones used on previous versions. And I've always thought that round is better than oval for speakers. And the sound is actually pretty nice. Take a listen to a comparison from the A12Z 2020 iPad Pro. To sum up, the experience so far has been fairly good with the new iPad. The images look really good and the brightness is so much more than I could have ever imagined. You are probably seeing side-by-side examples of the iPads with the same content playing, so you can see the difference between the displays. And even though I have to admit the iPad Pro that you are looking at is not my 2018 version, it is the 2020 A12Z version that belongs to my wife. My old one has Paperlike, although I will be installing Paperlike on the new iPad. I have already ordered it. Once I get it, I will install it. I decided to use this other iPad Pro to give you a more one-to-one ratio of what the screen looks like when neither has the Paperlike. If you have a situation similar to mine, I hope this helps you make a decision or helps you make a better decision whether to stick with your old iPad a little while longer or purchase a new one. Anyone with an A processor series iPad Pro, I think the change may be justified. Anyone with an M series or M series processor iPad Pro, unless you have the extra money to spend or the OLED screen is that much more important to you, it's not really worth it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think the changes were significant enough? After I started thinking, all the real changes that it has, I actually think that bumping it up by $150 when you compare it to the same spec version, it's actually not that bad. But let me know what you guys think down below. While you're down there, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified when we have new videos. The only way you can do that is if you're signed in with your Gmail account to YouTube, whether it's on your favorite browser or your app on youtube.com. You search for us at J.R. Abrams Tech is the only way to leave that like. That is very important. As always, we're available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and obviously YouTube at JR Abrams Tech, so you can stay up to date with the latest news and rumors about tech. Until next time.